Indonesia has many stories and various events in the past, especially during the colonial period, which made many places in Indonesia a witness to history. Surabaya is one of the cities. We know that Surabaya is called a city of heroes due to the battle on November 10, 1945. Indirectly, the title of the City of Heroes is also representative of several places in Surabaya other than Tugu Pahlawan, as most people already know.
So, one of the places in Surabaya that many people may still be unfamiliar with is the HOS Tjokroaminoto Museum, located on Jalan Peneleh 7. This museum was once the house of host Tjokroaminoto, a professor and chairman of the Sarekat Islam organization.
Haji Umar Said Tjokroaminoto was one of the most important figures at the beginning of the movement to form the Indonesian state. He was known as a Queen of Justice by the poor. He was nicknamed King Without a Crown by the Dutch government and the father of the movement's leaders. In 1907, he left his family and moved to Surabaya, precisely on Peneleh Street, 7 Alley. This place was inaugurated as a tourist destination by Tri Risma Harini, the mayor of Surabaya, in 2017.
Tjokroaminoto's wife, Suharsikin, and his children, Utari, Utaro Anwar, Harsono, Islamia, and Sujud Ahmad, formerly lived in this house. They lived at the front. The boarding house was arranged at the back of the house and divided into 10 small rooms for students of HBS or Hohada Berhelik School. Suharsikin opened this boarding house in 1912. Not only students of HBS, but there are other pioneers of the nations, such as Muso and Kartosuwiryo, and the father of the proclaimer as well, Soekarno.
Teman-teman yang pernah indekos di sini, salah satunya termasuk Bung Karno, yang mana saat itu memang kamarnya Bung Karno itu berada di loteng atau di lantai 2. Nah, saat itu untuk dimensi atau kamarnya sendiri itu terbagi menjadi beberapa ruang. Itu ada saat itu kos-kosannya itu ada 10 kamar. Jadi 10 kamar itu terbagi antara atas sama bawah gitu. Dan untuk ukurannya sendiri itu lebih mirip kayak asrama kayak gitu. Jadi nggak terlalu besar juga, nggak terlalu luas juga.
This house may look simple, but still, many people want to leave their children with Tjokroaminoto. Unfortunately, there was not enough room for all to stay, so only a few could live there. Besides living, Tjokroaminoto often invited boarding children to discuss politics and matters of the state in the living room. Tjokroaminoto's wife also played a crucial role in educating them. Without Suharsikin, there is no spirit of life like at that time.
peran dari istrinya Pak Tjokro sendiri saat itu kayak sangat menggugah sekali jiwa-jiwa kayak mereka ini agar terdidik jadi seorang atau kader yang salah satunya disiplin, terus bisa banyak belajar hal.
Soekarno secretly adored Tjokroaminoto, and he practiced his speech imitating Tjokroaminoto in his room. He read many books by Karl Marx, Frederick England, Jacques Rousseau, Voltaire, Vogue magazine, and American publication nuggets. Unfortunately, Soekarno's bedroom still not visited yet by us because it is still renovated. This boarding house became a place for them to learn politics and exchange ideas. Tjokroaminoto allowed his boarding children to explore as much as possible for the sake of the independence of Indonesia. Besides, this house also intended to socialize and develop the values that Tjokroaminoto learned in Sarekat Islam.
Sering sih kayak dipakai untuk rapat atau mungkin diskusi atau kuliah politik, bahkan kayak anak-anak kosnya itu kayak sering diajak kayak ngobrol bareng, terus kayak ya terus di situ juga perannya Pak Tjokro itu kayak memang membiarkan kelebet-kelebet pikirannya tuh nanti sampai kemana gitu. Kayak Pak Tjokro emang kayak nggak pernah memutus ketika mereka sedang berbicara, terus ketika berdiskusi nanti kalau setelah udah mentok baru kayak diberikan solusinya gitu.
Here, where Soekarno learned about politics for the first time. This house was also known as where the progressive and ideological young figures were born. Soekarno said that this house was the kitchen of nationalism.
Ibaratnya mereka tuh belajar politik pertama kali tuh bersama Pak Tjokro di sini.
Ya memang dapat dibilang seperti itu karena yang kita ketahui untuk politik dan ideologi yang sedang bertarung saat ini itu dapat dibilang kayak cikal bakalnya atau bibitnya itu dari sini, dari rumah ini. Bahkan banyak yang bilang juga saat itu rumah ini itu seperti rumah hidup atau base campnya pergerakan, termasuk base campnya SI saat itu. Jadi setiap hari pasti ada orang yang lalu lalang tuh berdatangan ke sini. Dan nggak semua orang bisa kayak bertemu dengan Pak Tjokro. Dan ketika bertemu ya alhamdulillah, kalau nggak bertemu ya udah aku lain kali kesini lagi seperti itu. Tuh makanya kayak tokoh-tokoh ini secara tidak langsung kayak terkader dari rumah ini.
This simple house represented many things, from gatherings of national movement figures, a place for political lecturers, and the Indonesian state's ideological birthplace.
This museum is only known as Tjokroaminoto Museum. The naming of this museum is to brief many people, especially future generation, where the Indonesian state's ideology was born and where the first president of Indonesia learned about politics to establish a state. Maybe this house turned into a museum, but the structure of this house has not changed much. Even after being renovated, only minor repairs will not change the appearance of this house. With this whole structure, visitors will know how the shape of the house is as a place for discussion by the nation's nationalist figures.
After we visited the HOS Tjokroaminoto Museum, we understood that the term City of Heroes describes Surabaya apart from the 10 November incident. From that house, we know that it was there our first president found the ideology used by the Indonesian nation to this day. There were also many influential nationalist figures in liberating the Indonesians. This one of Surabaya's historic places is really interesting, isn't it? So, try to come here sometimes and to other historical places.